It does, in that I am really happy just to kind of make a mess. So it took me a little while to just be able to comfortably make a mess, which is why it says fuck up over there on that piece of paper. And just like the chaos of it, I really like just the messiness and the wrongness of things. The voice in them is really ambivalent, they're abstract generally. It's really not clear with each chunk of line who's speaking. It comes out in a way that's useful for certain people, but the people who my poetry is useful in the published form are not the same people who my Instagram poetry is useful for. The way that I make things is about a tension between different elements. Generally, there are words that have some kind of energy to them, and then finding a place that they can sit in that will allow that energy to be carried out to another person. Probably what was actually really common in the 90s, where you used to get bands and they'd play music and they'd turn their backs to the audience. So I don't know if I was consciously working with the attitude, but that was definitely a really common attitude. You just make something and then you do something with it and then fuck everybody else and how they respond, and if they like it, well, that's great, who really cares. That was more my attitude, which is more of a defensive attitude, just the general artist's ego issues. One day I decided that was really ridiculous, and so I started sort of a long journey of changing my attitude towards my practice. One of the things that I realised that I needed to do was learn how to engage with other people around my work, to be able to take feedback and to be able to notice how other people respond, to be interested in audience, to be able to even imagine an audience. What I found with Instagram is that I'd make a work and then post it, and then there would be response from people. In terms of Instagram, at first, so I've been making one piece a day, and for like maybe 200 and something, maybe nearly 300 days now. I've sort of done similar things with words and sounds, and what happens when words fall apart, like the interface of the meaning making part of the brain and then the thing that's in front of you. Yeah, there's an interesting element of it with Instagram in that it's surprisingly, it's not just about making objects and then recording objects. It's actually about making a thing and then writing something about the thing and then using the little hashtags to then sort of give another context. It's got all these layers, and as a separate thing I've been writing a longer poem thinking about the way that places that I've lived, like Wilderlands and Granity, are slowly being destroyed by climate change. So even though I've had a really stable life and I live in a very stable environment, even for me, things are starting to be erased. So the bigger picture of my creative process is I try and have a couple of hours a day doing creative practice. Part of it was for me actually learning how to notice my response to what was happening visually. They're working best when they are ambivalent enough to generate lots of different directions. Unruly, we've got truly, we've got untruly. It's not that I'm trying to communicate, I'm trying to make something that generates ideas. So this is one of my notebooks. And so yesterday I just spent a lot of time thinking about the word science and what a beautiful word it is. And then there were some things in here like internet brawler, that was a phrase I accidentally came up with. And then I made an image. This is my collection of fly leaves. So I found that working on just blank paper that was new really didn't work, just I guess because my brain is so messy. So I cut out the fly leaves of all these books. And I really like them because they're already they've just got marks on them already, and some of them are just, especially the older ones, are so beautiful, just the tarnishing on them. And I found that once they were already marked, this is the, then it became really easy. I kept coming back to find out why I kept coming back. I think that's, for me, this is, and the reason that it's right here, because this is where I type. I don't want to have anything on this wall that's going to be too, like, make me think too much about other stuff, distract me. But this is for me really about the core of the creative practice, which is that I do it because I do it. But I also don't feel like I have any more accurate interpretation of some of the works than anyone else would, because it's more just like they come to exist.